Hi Dad, this is one of the games I played called Creeper World 4. Every day the owner, creator, puts out a new small map that people can download and play. So this is me walking through the latest one. This one for September 5, 2021. Bunch of information. Already played this, so I'll restart it. Okay, so this is the map. So we have the map itself with different elevations, which come in use as I explain it. We've got the enemy with a number of different buildings that do a number of different things. We've got a number of different map objects: a greenar mineral, radion mineral. We have these upgrade cubes, I guess. There are totems and which come in use, and there are patches on the ground with this teal colouring which provide more energy when you harvest them. So going through the enemy, they have a number of different buildings. The first is these spore launchers, which launch things, and like every other building, they will spawn on a regular basis. You have an emitter, which emits creep, which is the bad stuff. We have a stash, which sucks up creep, multiplies it, and then just lets it all go. We have a blob nest, which releases blobs every couple of minutes. And we have a dark tower, which denies building or managing anything inside this dark area. Now, there are two different types of upgrade cubes. There's this one, a normal upgrade cube, and then there's an upgrade cube that you need to activate. Get it to 100% before you can use it. Alright, so that is the map itself. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start placing buildings. Now, we have essentially like a building phase you can use before everything starts. We have, to start off with, you have your Rift Lab, which is essentially your command building. We have towers, which provide a network that you can send that connects everything up, and which also generates energy. So I'm just going to place all this. What we'll also do is put down some miners. Essentially, this allows me to generate energy more efficiently than the towers, but you can only place them on the teal areas. Now you notice that the elevation is actually important for this sort of stuff. I can't place a miner right here because it's on two different levels. There's a building that allows you to change the level, deform the landscape if you want. We'll get to that. So because things can get really busy later on, what I'd like to do is put down a bunch of stuff. Now, what will happen is these emitters will release creep, and creep actually kills anything of yours that it touches. So I can't put down too much to build because each of these things takes a bit of time to build. And if I spread all the way over here, for instance, the creep will kill it before I can build. This is my factory. It allows me to convert radion ore into to arc, which is used for various buildings. I can't directly harvest the greenar because of the way it's set up, but I'll be putting down a building to do that. And the other option is anti-creeper, which I can generate from these miners, but which I may do later on, but for now I want energy more. So this is it is fairly complicated, but it gets a little bit easier to understand when we're in the game. Now I'm going to turn these off. When I don't want to build these at the moment or on startup, essentially when I power everything on, each tower requires 5 energy to build. So my Rift Lab will start building the towers. Then in priority it builds miners. However, by that time I'm going to need to have put down some defenses. So I'll be turning those later on. I'll be doing the same with the factory. I don't need it right now. And I'll also put down an urn port, which uses the cubes, upgrade cubes, to increase efficiency. At this time, while I will put it down, I don't want to power it on. What I would do instead is add the 2 upgrade cubes that I have, 2 available, 2 urns, sorry, into these miners, so which will make them a lot more efficient. So I'm going to unpause it right now. Right, so you can see how the emitters are emitting these blue creep stuff, and that's bad stuff. So the start of the game is a bit boring, but it does get a bit exciting when you manage to, when the creep gets a bit closer and when I start putting down weapons. So I'll be using this later on, but right now for enhanced energy. But right now I want to, I'll just turn these off. I want to put down for energy right now. So put down some cannons, which are just normal cannons. Pre-deploy some stuff there. Cannon, cannon, cannon. Put down some snipers. That'll come useful a little bit later. Just put down some artillery. Mortars. Put some mortars here. Should the creep get in? Now, I'll just pause. Now, at the moment, I'm generating 14.1 energy through all of these towers. I'm using 14, and there's 18.9 or 18.9 units of energy that to build stuff like these mortars and stuff that want stuff, but I'm not providing. So essentially, I'm a loss. This will affect my ability to fight. Each time I shoot something, generally from the cannon and the mortars, that actually requires energy. So you can see these little dots going along the network. The white dots are build, the yellow dots are ammunition. So this is an ammunition going probably up to the cannon. The white dots are going to build these things. So I'll just put down that there. So I'm starting to lose stuff to the creep. That's fine. Well, not fine, but that's expected. What I'm doing is waiting for things to stabilize, and then I'll start building. So I'll add urns there. Now you can take, there's a number of different strategies you can use, depending on the map, depending on how it is, depending on how you play things. All depends on how you feel that day. So my deficit's going sort of down a little down. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to enable building these miners, because I've got some defenses up, and I can squeeze it into my economy. What will happen is when these build, I'll get a whole bunch of more power. So I've jumped generation quite a bit, and now I'm actually positive because it's white, yellow, and white. So I'll just start building these, and I'll start adding some more shooting things. Now they can use artillery, so I need to protect my back corner. If I lose this, bad things will happen. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put down some terps. Terps are the units I use to change the elevation of ground. So they will build. Terps also activate these urns, or rather they change a 0% urn into a full urn, and from there I can then either add it to a unit or a building, or I can use it to my portal. The portal applies its improvements to everything, whereas adding an urn to one building applies it to only that building. Right, so you have eggs that are put out by various things. They explode, do bad things. There are a bunch of blobs that came in, but I wasn't able to see those. Okay, I should be gaining a lot more power. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start deforming the area. So what I do is I go into my essentially the deform view, and I say I want this bit of ground to be at this particular level, and I change it, and it will, these things will send out the drones and they'll change it. So I've got a lot of power right now that's not being used, so I'm going to build a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to slightly adjust this area, and then I'm going to start putting down miners. So right now the plan is eventually I want to transition these two urns into my urn portal so I can use it to upgrade everything. I've got one available, so I'm going to start I guess investigating or researching my production. So what will happen is the urn will go there, and then the efficiency will start going up to 100. So I'm going to move all my mortars over here. I'm going to push this out, and the idea is what I would do is build a whole bunch, throw them into here, push out the creep to here, and I start really terraforming this area so that I can then start putting down miners, get more power, and go on from there. So you've got these things which you really hate, you shoot them, you kill them, and then they'll pop down these things which stun. You got artillery coming in, you've got eggs being generated by the spawn launchers, which are then sent to the enemy units and the totems. So it does get interesting quite fast sometimes. So I'm going to expand my network. I'm going to move some mortars out. I'm going to start building again some more mortars, and then what I'll do is I will move that there, and I'll start building more miners. So there, I'm somewhat positive. So what I want to do now is I'll remove this tower, move sort of the cannon out there, put in some more towers so they can get powered, and I'll slowly start terraforming this entire area so I can make the use of this this aqua mining area. So delete that, leaving the network somewhat non-redundant, but that's fine. Should be fine for now. So I'll put that there, make it a bit more redundancy, start pushing that out a bit more. What I'm also going to do is put down a refinery. Refinery mines the green R. Green R is sent into the factory. The factory will then send it to where it needs to be, including the totems. Totems use 20 liftic, and then they once they have twin lifting, they start their force shield, which can be very useful. They also, once activated, it also means that eggs are no longer attracted to it. So I'm going to put a lot more mining down. Now, if these things hit anything that's building, they automatically get destroyed. That's fine. It just happens. You try and get things built as quickly as possible. Oops. Okay, so I'm losing this bit here. Generally because they were stunned, or I don't have enough units here. So what I'm going to do, because creep will actually go up the side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bunch more mortars, and I'm going to build a terp to capture this urn. So I'm getting a lot of energy right now, so what I can do is release the urns, put it into energy collection and fire range. Yeah, what's happening is an egg is coming over, it's getting shot by my snipers, and then it explodes and dumps everything. So you'll be able to easily pause and rewind the video to look at that if you want. Now, this totem's got enough green R now, the totem is activated. So it will no longer attract eggs, and it will also provide resistance against creep, if creep got that far, as well as stopping the enemy artillery. So what I want to do is, sometimes flat surface to build can be at a premium. So I want to do that. Now, what you'll see that I go back into, when I dump a whole bunch of stuff down, I go into negatives, which means that anything that's shooting will start running out of ammunition. So this mortar here it's fully helpful, but the ammo's at 8. In being in deficit means that there's less energy that can be converted into building something, or it can be converted into ammo. So you need to be careful not to put too much down at one time, because otherwise your shooting units will run out of ammo, and then the creep will come in and kill you. So I'm pausing. Right, so terraform some more land. Now you can see that my mine production is 100% better, and these are going up. Energy collection and fire range are getting better, and I have an extra urn available, so what I'll do is I'll get fire rate. So my units are already able to fire further, now they'll be able to fire faster as well. Okay, and now it's just a case of putting down. Okay, I can't put down there for some reason. There's a bit of land there, but it's fine. I'm going to ignore that for the time being. I can't optimize that. Now, normally I would actually look to optimize it, but these maps are actually somewhat competitive in that your score, which is essentially time to complete the entire map, is on a leaderboard. I don't think I'm going to get like a great score. I'm not used to recording and doing the map at the same time, but that's fine. So move all this stuff out of the way, put down towers so they can be used, and then put down towers so my units can be powered, and then start using this land. Now I can't put down into the dark area because that's the way it works, but what I can do later is that there are units and buildings I can build that will allow me to build in there. So what I'm going to do for now is just keep expanding my economy. Keep pushing out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get down into this area. And so I've got some more free space I can build, so I do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a unit to either to disable the enemy area and then permanently destroy it. So one of the weapons here is what's called a nullifier, and that will nullify the enemy anything in close to it. What I can also do is set it to overload so that it will first nullify and then it will actually destroy that particular enemy building. What I'll do is I'll move some more mortars over here. I will put some snipers to stop this skimmer stuff. You notice I lost that sniper straight away because it wasn't. If creep touches any of your building units, the creep instantly destroys it. So put down another nullifier, and this for this skimmer factory. Now I hope I managed to nullify it before the skimmers come out. Skimmers are the ones that when destroyed or timeout, they generate I guess an object that essentially stuns units for a little bit. So I'll move that up here. Put in some more protection. Should I get enemy mortared? And what I'll do now is I'll move over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to terraform an entire level. So anything connected at this level will now become level 11. So I'm going to move my terraformers up. I want to do that because I want to be able to use this mineral patch, but as well it's hard to place units on this ridge sometimes. Okay, move that there. So I've got a bunch of mortars doing nothing. I'll move them up. Move that up there. Now what I want to do more is I'm going to put down a refinery. So a refinery will collect anything within its circle, and what it'll collect is any of the green dots that are spawned from the greener. So I'm just going to... So this is all terraformed. Now I can't terraform anything that's under creep, but that's fine. I'll just keep pushing up and it will get uncovered. So square ground, and I've got a whole bunch of economy I'm not using. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start building, I want to get into this dark area, so what I do is I go into my special tab and I build beacons, and they are generated out of the Liftic. What I'm also going to do is expand the network over here and onto this tower, onto the totem. Now I'm also going to build a special building called an M-Rift. M-Rift is essentially a teleporter for energy. So by itself, that's not going to do much. But if I put one here as well, it will build, and then that will mean that energy won't have to travel across the network, which takes time. It'll be instantly teleported from the closest micro rift to an energy source, which is my my lift ramp, and it will come out there. So I've got a whole bunch of units doing nothing, so what I'll do is I'll just slam them over there, and bare ground means more stuff to build. So what I'm going to do now is push this up here, remove that. Okay, I've lost a bunch of units, probably to blobs, so I need to put some snipers in there. Snipers kill blogs, they also kill eggs. Now you'll see a whole bunch of eggs here being spawned from the spawn launcher. What can happen is if you put a sniper somewhere here and it suddenly starts shooting all these eggs will explode and bad things happen because there's a giant wall of creep coming in. Whoops. I don't want to. That's a bit of a problem sometimes. I don't want to necessarily flood it all. So. That's my sea snipers are killing all these eggs here, and obviously the eggs explode, and that can be a problem if I'm not prepared properly. So you have to be careful sometimes, be creative. Now you can spend a bit of time optimize it, but at this point in the game it's not worth that much because your most important resource is time, because this is a time thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to really start pushing. So you can see how this black area is being pushed away by the beacons. I'm going to build a whole bunch more because I've got a whole bunch worth of green stuff in my bank. And then I'll push forward my network. And I'll grab all of these unused units and I'm going to push them right up. So now I've got some time, wait for this stuff to sort things out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push forward here, build a beacon, put some units in the back, move my terraformer here, so we'll grab this undeveloped urn. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to build some missiles. They use orange, which is the same as a micro rift. So what's happening is energy is coming from my rift lab. It's going into the micro rift, and then it is coming out. I'll just do it for a moment. Yeah, from here, and then it's getting to the unit. So it's a lot faster. It doesn't have to go across this unit. I can build what is known as pylons. They cover more ground, they have a longer throw distance for the network, but it's actually faster just to use the micro rifts. So keep playing it, pushing in. So what I want to do is disable this blob maker and this emitter. And I want to set overload. So what overload will do is essentially it'll be built, it'll get enough energy to stun, and then it'll suck down a whole bunch of energy and will actually then destroy. So you see here the beacon's area of influence. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly it over here, come up, and it will push back the dark area in its sphere of influence. Now I've got another urn, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, well, I've got two, so I'm going to do build speed and move speed. Now there's another one left, and I'll probably just put that on a cannon at some point. That will make things, I'll move this over here. We'll set you to mesh, and we'll set it to want an urn. Okay, this nullify I think die, I need to put it down. Put down some cannons. They're quicker to respond to outbreaks like this. The cannons are quick to respond and close in, whereas mortars will fire a slow projectile at the largest concentration of creep in the area, which might not be right next to the actual mortar itself. Okay, so what I can do now is I can set up a nullifier for the Dark Tower, and then once that builds up, so what I do now, it's been built. And then it's been built. Now it requires 25 ammo, and a nullifier requires ammo all the time to nullify. So 15 out of 25, 23, 24, 25, and that's nullifying, and all the black arrow is gone. What it's also going to do is it's going to request a whole lot of ammo, and it will actually eventually basically overcharge, and kill it permanently. So I'm going to put down some more nullifiers here. See what happens there is this one here, nullifier killed this thing here. You can probably go back in the video to watch it get destroyed if you want. Alright, so now there are three different win conditions. There's reclaim 75%, which we've activated. There's activate all 5 totems, which you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the third objective is to nullify them all. All the bad towers. Now, that number goes down because some have been destroyed. So it used to be a lot more than 6, that's fine. This is an example of a cannon with an urn. This is a cannon without an urn. So this cannon with an urn can fire faster and much further. Whereas this one without an urn, well, just is not as fast and not as far. Alright, so push that up over there. I might lose some of that, I might not, that's fine. They're only units. So that should happen shortly. Now, the eggs can be destroyed in a number of ways. The first is if you actually get a sniper up there, they will actually shoot them and explode. The second way that they can be destroyed is if you uncover, if there's no creep around them. If there's no creep around them, they will eventually self-destruct. So this is, the stash is no longer, or almost exploded. It is no longer working because the creep isn't connecting to it. Now, it's not something you can destroy, but with a nullifier, but because I've pushed up far enough, I got units all around it, it won't actually ever spawn creep again, or basically collect it and explode it all out. So you'll see occasional explosions around the spore launcher. What's happening is that when the spore launcher fires, it also spawns eggs. Now, sorry, it spawns eggs every now and then. That's what you're seeing. What I'm going to do is put in missile launchers. What I'm also going to do, it shouldn't be necessary, I just want to show you what they do. I'm going to put in another micro rift, so bring up my network a lot closer. So will these be ready in time? So they're built, and now they're getting ammo. Wait for that to show. And the missile launchers kill the bad artillery missiles. Alright, so move all this all up. Move my enhanced cannon up. Now, occasionally what I've done is I've put a sniper up in an area and it shot all the eggs, and then I lose the area because there's too much exploding at once, too much coming out at one time. These eggs are dying because then the creep that they're in is disappearing, and they need to be immersed in creep to actually stay alive. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is put in the nullifier, move these cannons up. The spawn launcher will spawn eggs. They'll get destroyed, but I need to make sure that the explosion resulting creep doesn't actually get out to the nullifier before it builds. I've had problems before. I'll move up a nullifier, it'll start a building, and then they're going to explode, and then it gets destroyed. Alright, objective destroyed. Objective obtained, a rift jump, and that's it.